Hello everybody, and welcome. Today, I'm trying something a little different, something I've never done before. So, here I'm going to be doing a pick a card reading. Now, there are 3 different sets of cards here, each with a different crystal on top. This one here to the left has Amethyst. This one here in the middle is Carnelian. And this one to the right is a tiger's eye. So if you need to, pause the video and take a moment to choose which one calls to you, resonates with you, you feel the most. And in a moment, I am going to reveal the cards for this amethyst pile. And they're going to go in this order. After the amethyst pile, I'm going to do the carnelian, and after the carnelian, I'm going to do the tiger's eye. Alright, be back in a moment. Alright, so first up for the amethyst pile, we have Aletheia. I think that's how it's pronounced. Now, this card represents like a requirement for a step forward in an act of truth that is required. And, that's something that might look like a conversation, a gesture, a poetic act, or a ritual that honors the unveiling of what's been concealed. Now, here with Gazelle, Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, bordering on hyper-vigilant. And this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. So when the Gazelle card appears, or rather comes up in a reading, it really is representing, the need, or rather that it's like a time to get back to the present moment. And here, the Son of Pentacles really represents, or rather, the good side of the Son of Pentacles is that he's loyal and determined. He's inventive and can be trusted wholeheartedly, but he also has a quiet nature, which can sometimes make it difficult to get to know him and, can also cause him to be socially awkward at times. So all together here, right, these cards combined, I get, like the Gazelle really like represents you, right? This animal spirit. This is like the personality per se that you are embodying. And here with the Son of Pentacles, right? This is what you are really being, I want to say, like, this is another aspect of the personality that you're like, or the energy rather, that you're embodying. And it pointing out, the quiet in nature and how it can make it difficult to like get to know that individual, and how it can create the appearance of like being, or rather not the appearance, but like it can create a feeling of like being socially awkward when put in like situations that involve people or like a group of people. I'm really getting that you're being asked to kind of like step outside of that, in a sense, like to be more, I don't know if the word is extroverted, but like you're being asked like be more social, try to get out of that shell a little bit, and genuinely get to know people and to kind of like get comfortable doing that. Because at the core of it, you are like, you're a good person, you're able to be trusted. And clearly you've been through some things, which is why, you have this kind of like quiet nature. And, you're being asked to step out of that, or to rather maybe like grow from that, so that you can have this hard conversation, make this gesture, right, towards somebody in, this act of truth. There's something that you really need to relay to somebody in one way or another, and how you are currently makes that really difficult. That's why, you have yet to do it. All right, so here we have the Carnelian pile. Now, the desert leaves you disoriented, desperate for direction, grasping for meaning, and like longing for, I want to say, like solid ground. And during this long journey in the desert, you're confronted with a lack of clarity and a feeling of existential dread. But, the desert offers no comfort, but everybody has to go through it, right? Because on the other side is unbridled creativity and clairvoyant visions. Truths reside in the desert that, otherwise remain hidden. So I feel that, like the desert is like a necessary evil, a necessary darkness that's really meant to kind of crack you open and like open up your third eye, get you in touch with these other higher senses that you otherwise, would not have been able to access. And now the mouse has an innate desire to tend to the details. And as such, it often spends its days fixing, preparing, organizing, and scrutinizing. Unfortunately, a mouse personality doesn't notice when they've gone too far and try to control every detail. So here, when the mouse card comes up in reading, you're being asked to take a step back and find a more purposeful project to delve into. Now with the Father of Wands, the Father of Wands represents a man of mystique and charisma that others are naturally drawn to, and he welcomes them with an open and loving heart. Now you can find him in the healing arts, as he's deeply compassionate as well as in tune with life and nature. And here, I feel like you start out as this mouse, right? And after going through the desert, or this experience that is represented by the desert, you kind of step into this like Father of Wands energy, where people are naturally drawn to you, and you have the ability, after everything you've been through, to welcome them with an open and loving heart. And, being in the healing arts, using your compassion, being in tune with nature, I feel like those are all things that you acquired on the other side of the desert. All right, so here we have the tiger's eye pile. Now, in a world that often negates the power and necessity of feminine principles, the womb card here returns us to the warmth, tenderness, and sacred intelligence from which we came. No matter how lost you are, the womb awaits your return to help you grow and heal. I feel like, the womb is coming up because there's a need to nurture yourself, maybe even mother yourself in a sense. Raccoon energy is at play within all artists. At best, it indicates talent, tenacity, and skillfulness with a particular musical instrument or creative tool. Its shadow side points to an unresolved issue around self-image and success. And the thing about raccoon energy is that it won't let us off the hook until this creative ego fear is resolved. So I get, this is kind of like a part of why you kind of need to go through this healing, or rather it's a part of what you need to heal while in the metaphorical womb. Now, here with the Two of Wands, I get that you're focused on a goal and have boldly pointed all your efforts in that direction, and you're on your way to success with that. So you're being asked to like take this time to be more aware of your thought patterns, specifically towards yourself. And again, this goes hand in hand with the raccoon energy and back to the womb. I feel like there's a lot of healing when it comes to the way that you perceive yourself, the way that you speak about yourself. And that could even have to do, with healing, what is that? It's like you really have to let go of caring about what other people think of you, what other people say of you, and you have to gain a new perspective of yourself, a fresh perspective from your own inner understanding.